Hi, today we're going to show how to fix a toaster. It's debatable whether it's worthwhile actually fixing a toaster because some of them can be so cheap, from about £30 or so. But if you've got a favourite toaster you know does good toast, and it's difficult finding one that you perfectly like and is perfectly reliable, so it may be worth fixing it. So this toaster has a problem where the central heating elements don't work. And just peering in the top, it's quite easy to see why that is the case. Hopefully you can see in the middle there's a little burnt black mark where the element is burnt out. So it should be quite a simple fix. What we're going to do is get one of these little electrical terminal block connectors you can get from a hardware, speed focus, you can get from a hardware or electrical shop. What we'll do is unscrew the screws. Should then allow us to slide out the metal body, and we'll use that as a method for connecting up the burnt out heating elements. Get as small a size as you can get. So first we've got to take it apart. So you can do with a hoover, or in this case a Dyson, to hoover up all the crumbs. Try and empty out as much as you can, and then you need to find the screws. On this particular one, they're at the bottom and are of this sort of hex type with a pin in the middle, so you'll need a set of screwdriver bits like this to cover all the different types of screws. So next we'll take the bottom off. Right, with the screws removed we can remove the contents of the toaster. Don't forget to unplug it from the mains, safety first, and the two knobs have to be pulled off the front as well. One can then lift up the bottom, contents out of the toaster, twist it around because they're still attached to the electronic control modules down here. Most toasters nowadays are electronically controlled, some of the older ones mechanically, but the principles of the heating matrix is the same. It's basically these wires on an insulated material in a metal cage, and now we have to get access to the burnt out elements. So to get access to this burnt out element here, we have to take off this metal plate. That's going to be the easiest approach, and you can see it's held on by some little bits of twisted metal, so I'll get some pliers and untwist those. Okay, this is the toaster apart. There's the blown element. Unfortunately, it's two blown elements close to each other, which makes it slightly more difficult, but nonetheless we'll give it a go. Here's the little joiner we're going to use that came out of that electrical connector, block connector. So what we're going to try and do is slot this little piece of joining connector onto the wires of the heating elements, and then try and tighten up the screws. Okay, so how's it progressing? I've actually given up on using this terminal block connector. It was just too tricky, too chunky, and because two wires are burnt out, it probably produced too much of a cold spot. So instead what I've done is shorten the tracks a fraction by pushing with a screwdriver. You can see here. So I've pushed in with a screwdriver at the end and made an extra deep slot just at one side and the other side. That allows us to pull the wire over a bit more, so we can then get the broken wires to overlap, as you can just about see there. I've just started a twist of the two wires together, and we can then get a pair of pliers and do lots and lots of twists on those wires, get them to make good electrical contact. So how you actually make a hole in the side is get yourself a screwdriver, and let me see if we can get a good angle, and then just push against the side, and you can see it makes enough of a slot through in the mica backing. You can then pull the wire down into that slot and hence make it a little bit longer, giving us a bit of room to overlap the two wires over the broken ends of it. You have to be quite dexterous, but it's possible to do. So we'll come back and look at that once I've done it, once I've got both hands free. So some longer nose pliers, really small long nose pliers like this are probably ideal. One we're already done there, twisted and squashed down quite a lot. Need to have a good electrical contact, so you need to have a lot of twists on it, and twists on twists, because it does get hot. This one just starting to twist up and finish off. Quite difficult to do. Have patience and just keep having a go at trying to twist the wires together. So there's what I consider good enough joining of the wires together, and you can see they've just been slightly shortened at both ends by probably half a centimetre or something. Obviously it's going to shorten the wires and make them consume a little bit more power, but the percentage difference is so small that it's virtually negligible compared to the total length of the wires on both sides as well. So now we'll reassemble and see if it works. Okay, that's it all reassembled. Time to test it. Plug back in again. Start to warm up. If I turn the flash off, we might see a better view with the element. Okay, there we go. So the elements are heating up. It's getting quite a bit hotter where the actual joints are. So it's a bit debatable how long it's actually going to last. But it is working. I guess naturally they're getting hotter where those joints are because there's a little bit of resistance in the joint itself. But for the moment, it is working. So that's it. I'll let you know if it packs up, or when it does pack up, how long it lasts. But for the moment, that's how to fix your toaster when you've got a burnt out heating element. And here is a lovely bit of toast. Done nicely on both sides. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.